This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome everyone to Kiwanis Soccer Complex for JEWl Women's Field Lacrosse. What a sight to see here. Owen Sound versus KW. Can't be more excited. And I've got Tara Meikle beside me from Queen's University, Rookie of the Year in the OUA. And I've also got Fran Alapaharo. I believe I got that one right. From Georgetown, D1 Lacrosse. I got some talented girls beside me. We're going to see some talented lacrosse right now. So, Tara, I'll start with you. How exciting is it to be able to broadcast Owen Sound minor lacrosse?
It's really exciting. I did play on this team last year, so it's nice to see these girls and the people they've grown to be, so I'm super excited to watch this game.
What about you, Fran? How nice is it to have women's lacrosse on Rogers TV, Owen Sound?
It's super great. I'm glad women's lacrosse is getting the recognition it deserves, and I think this will be a great game.
Accurate recognition it deserves, absolutely. Now, going on to the game, Owen Sound versus KW. Tara, how do you believe in this team? What do you think the result's going to be? What do you think they have to do to win?
Well, I know both teams have a lot of really good star players, and they're really good matchups, so I think what they need to do is have a lot of depth, and all of the girls need to really play really good defense in this game, and I think that's what will make the win.
Now, Fran, for you, what do you think Owen Sound needs to do to be able to limit this KW team?
I think the most important thing is just playing clean and mean, just as Brooks always says, and following and adapting as the game goes on.
Now, my last question, I always like to end with this one. It seemingly gets me in trouble every time. Final score tonight, Owen Sound, KW. Who do you got, Tara?
Owen Sound, 11-10.
Owen Sound, 11-10 for Tara. Fran?
I'm going to go Owen Sound, 14-13.
Owen Sound across the board. Thank you so much, ladies. I'll have one for one half and one for the other. I don't know if they divvied that up yet, so we'll find out who, but stay tuned for the face-off coming up next. And welcome to Kiwanis Soccer Complex here in Owen Sound for JEWl's Women's Lacrosse Field here as Owen Sound takes on KW, the North Stars, against the Kodiak. I'm Spencer Byers alongside Tara Meikle as well as Fran Alparharo as we get ready for this one here as the face-off is about to begin. And I do want to mention, Tara Meikle, reigning Rookie of the Year in the OUA for Queen's University, also reigning gold medalist at OUA Championships, while Fran is currently with Georgetown playing D1 lacrosse in the States. So I've got some quite prestigious ladies beside me here tonight. Tara will kick us off here in the first quarter as the Kodiaks looking to press there in the offensive zone. Around the net they go. Looking to get something on target, they shoot, and that one tipped off. It looked like Jillian Warner, the starting goalkeeper for Owen Sound tonight. Possession will stay with the Kodiaks. And the Kodiaks will now have a chance to get back at the offense. The difference between field lacrosse and box, a lot more players on the field.
Yeah. 4 more of them and way less body checking.
Way less body checking. As the Kodiaks still trying to get towards the net. There they'll go. And a missed pass there, and that one might get out of play. It won't stay. So the Kodiaks again will have a chance. Kodiaks dominating ball possession early in this first quarter.
North Stars are keeping them out really well, though.
That one shot, tipped away and right into the net there of Warren. And now Owen Sound might have their first chance here offensively. Bonshire now up the field, mishandles it. Ball in between the legs, picked back up by Owen Sound, and now here they go. Again, no physical contact, so only stick work can be used. As Linklater will run that one all the way down the field. Now Owen Sound might have their first chance at the net. Looks like they will. That one passed into the middle. Shot scores!
By Brooklyn Doyle, number 14.
And Owen Sound's first offensive possession leads to a goal in favor of the home side. I don't think you could have drawn that one up better to start off the game, Tara.
No, it was a beautiful run by the defenders there. That's where it all started.
Defense leading to offense for the North Stars early in this first quarter. Kodiaks got to feel a little hard done by after that one, with again dominating ball possession for the first couple of moments here in this first. Now their face-off, that one up and retrieved by Owen Sound, and they'll go again.
Jill Goldie is one of the best draw girls I've ever had the chance to play with. She'll probably control most of the draws here, I'd like to see.
And that's very high praise
Yeah.
from an OUA athlete.
Well, she's going D1 next year. Where's she going?
UMass Lowell.
UMass Lowell. It's taking her next year.
Gotta love the Owen Sound lacrosse program, the women's side and the men's side, both producing quite a few talented field and box lacrosse players. That one around shot, that one goes off the post it looks like, but Owen Sound will retrieve again. That was Carly Lowe who passes it off. Goal scorer Doyle. Doyle now holding
Settling
up,
it down there.
trying to find an opening.
It's only her second year on the team, and she's already asserted herself as somewhat of an offensive threat, an offensive leader. So she's definitely going places, I'd say.
And that ball into the middle, shot
Another one
scores,
for-
and Doyle with a second. That's a pair for Brooklyn Doyle early, as Owen Sound quickly up 2-0 here in this one. Definitely could not have thought of a better start for Owen Sound. As you see there, Goldie right into the middle and unmarked and untouched is Doyle for her second of the day. Don't think you could have drawn up a better start for the Orange Shirts here, as the Kodiaks seemingly have had a couple defensive lapses, allowed 2 quick goals. Now Goldie back in the face-off circle, and that one won again. So possession back to Owen Sound as they again run quickly to the offensive zone. Doyle. Waiting for a little bit of a pick as she passes it off. That would be Lee. Lee now rushing to the middle. Couldn't get an opening, though. Another pass and scores! Courtney Scott makes it 3-0 Owen Sound, and they're running away early with this one. Gotta wonder if a timeout may be coming sooner rather than later for the Kodiaks, as they again need to stop the bleeding somewhere, as that one might have been a little, again, too easy for Scott. And ironically, Tara and I were speaking earlier about the OUA final between Trent and her Queen Gales, as the Gales ran away with that one by a very lopsided score, which no one could have predicted.
Yeah, that was an amazing game for our team that day. Definitely one for the Bucks.
That face-off again, won by Owen Sound, you'd think, but the ball popped to...
Empty stick check on Owen Sound.
So possession will go back to KW. They got to find something here on offense, but Owen Sound has done a great job of keeping them away from the front of the net.
It looks to me like they're letting them have it all they want outside, but the second they take that step in, they're just stopped by the wall of Owen Sound there.
The wall of Orange Shirts as the little weave there by the Kodiaks. Trying to get into the middle, and they're going to give a foul there against Owen Sound. So I believe it will be a free shot for the Kodiaks.
I believe the rules have changed a little bit this year, and the fans are bigger than they were last year for this age group. So there used to be an 11 meter and a 15 meter, and now I think that they use the 15 meter over the 11 meter this year, which makes these free shots much more difficult. Because, like, look how far she is from the net there. Like, that goalie should be able to see that coming from that far away easily.
Well, a whistle went before she shot it, and again, it was tipped away there by Jillian Warren, the starting goalkeeper for Owen Sound. So it looks like we're going to have to retry it again, which might give Vivian Tuomi, another chance at the net. As we shoot it again, and that one right into the net there of Warren, so one counted, but Warren almost gave it away, and she did end up giving it away, as now here come again the Kodiaks. Free walk to the net for the first time, shot, that one goes wide. But it looked like it was tipped by Warren, as it will be a reset. Behind the net are the black shirts. Into the middle, that shot again tipped away, and that ball will fire all the way towards the chain link fence, and I believe possession, though, will stay with the black shirts.
There seems to be really great help on defense with the Owen Sound there. They're all crashing in when they need to, getting those sticks in the shooting lane, because a lot of these haven't even been tipped off the goalie. They've been tipped off the players' sticks, making her job really easy.
Yeah, I was going to say making the goalie's job a little bit easier here to start this one. As that pass gets airmailed over, Owen Sound looks to retrieve. They can't, and it will be picked back up by the Kodiaks. KW now again looking for their, I'll say, first real scoring opportunity, as they haven't really had any since that, or only since that free shot from 15 feet. As that ball again airmailed over, will that ball roll out? It will not. It dies just before the white, well, slash blue line. As the Kodiaks again will try to break this one in, and possession will stay with KW with that foul, so another 15-footer you expect for the black shirts, and we'll see if they can capitalize on this one, unlike the last one. That's Avery Peters with the chance to take the shot on Warren. Peters in, shot again, right into the net there of Warren, but that one also looked like it was going wide from my angle.
Yeah, mine as well. I think what they need to be doing is shooting those low, because those high ones from that far out should be super easy for Jillian there to save. I know she's really good up top.
Bonterra almost handed that one away, but was able to retrieve it. And now Owen Sound able to lob it up, and now they have another chance here on offense. Courtney Scott, the most recent goal scorer, passes it up. Owen Sound again almost was a free opportunity there, and that is the other goal scorer, Rookley Doyle. Doyle now, still trying to get towards the net. Goldie could not retrieve it, but is able to after the bounce. Goldie, around the net she'll go. Fakes it towards the net, now into the middle. That one popped out of his stick, but Owen Sound again goes to retrieve. Fighting for it are both sides, and possession will go to KW and their goalkeeper. That'd be Megan Shepley. And now here come the Kodiaks. And I do want to say that field lacrosse is like box, though, how you can do rolling line changes. There is no substitutions necessarily. And they're going to give possession right back there to the Kodiaks. KW, again, dominating ball possession, but not really having any high-quality chances so far, as that ball goes over, but retrieved from behind the net. Looking to get into the middle. They will, and that ball popped away, though, and they're going to call a infraction against Owen Sound again.
I missed that one. I'm not too sure what the call was there. But it looks like it's going to be another free shot.
And this one goes to Avery Morton. We'll see if Morton can get this one past the stout Jillian Warren. Morton in and scores, and that one looked like it went low. So it sounds like you gave pretty good advice there.
I guess I did. Low shots are definitely my thing, and I know they work on most goalies. They're pretty hard to save. And she also got a couple extra steps. I see on their other free shots, they just took 1 or 2 steps each shot, but she went all the way in, threw a couple fakes, and then just threw that easy little shot.
Getting KW finally on the board about halfway through this first quarter. Another difference between field and box, at least here in Owen Sound, is our box is 3 20-minute periods. Here it is 4 15-minute quarters, just like I believe the NLL. Face off again, won by Goldie. That ball, though, chopped right out of her stick. But possession will go right back to Owen Sound. Whistle goes and possession will stay with Owen Sound. Danny Strong now. Passes it up, and Owen Sound again will get a chance, hopefully, to get one towards the net. And away goes Scott. Scott looking for a pass. That one just over the stick. There of Madison Plater, and now KW with the possession. I do kind of like, though, in field that the goalie's a little more involved in the defensive zone. They run a little bit farther out with the ball, unlike, I'd say, box.
Yeah, especially at this stage, the goalies are way more comfortable being part of the play. And there's a lovely save by Jillian Warren again.
What a save by Warren there, and that was on the goal scorer, Avery Morton, who thought she would have had her second there, but great stick work by the goalie. As Owen Sound stuck in their own end. Plater. Plater up the field, that's Carly Lowe. Lowe now. Takes a couple whacks and she'll give it off. Plater. There to Scott. Courtney Scott now will take a run. It's got Goldie up top, and Goldie will retrieve, and now Goldie's going to take a run. Slowly working their way in. Right around goes Lowe. Lowe around 1, 2, 3 up top. Plater. Trying to find Goldie, but that one gets airmailed by, and KW will retrieve. And now here come the black shirts with about 5.5 left in this first quarter. Jade Summers now up for KW. Quickly to Avery Morton, and Morton will now take a run. That ball into the middle, and it's bobbled, and now Owen Sound with a chance to run away, but immediately taken back though. KW now into the middle, off the defender, and that one just goes wide. Lucky there for Carly Lowe. And now as you see running with it is Jillian Warren. She looks like, she almost looked like Patrick Waugh there for a second. Is that?
She did. That must be the quarter then.
That must be the quarter as Owen Sound up 3-2-1. Only 1 minute in between quarters until half, between the obviously second and third, which will be a 5-minute break. So interesting first for Owen Sound. They definitely lost the possession battle, but they're winning on the scoreboard, so seemingly it didn't really affect the outcome so far.
No, they look like they've got a pretty good fast break there. You see at the end they got into that settled offense, and they weren't really able to create much off that one. But when they just get that quick run in and there's somebody open, they can use that any day. I'm going to hand this off to Fran now to take over the next quarter.
Tara Meikle to Fran Alpraharo. Fran, the Georgetown D1 lacrosse player taking human science down in the U.S.
That's right. It's really good to be here. Thanks for having me today.
Excited to have you. When Mark told me there was 2 color people for this one tonight, and Tara was one of them, I was curious who the second one would be, and then I saw you went, oh, that would make sense, as I know you did go D1.
Yes.
Now, what did you make of that first quarter? You're obviously watching it right beside us. What did you make of that first quarter?
Yeah, I thought it was a really strong quarter for both teams. I think it's really important that, especially for Owen Sound, they make sure that the look they're taking is the best look, and they continue to value that possession for the rest of the game, because I think KW definitely capitalized on that. So.
How did you like their defensive effort, Owen Sound?
Good. I think that the help was always there, and they've been playing some really great team defense. I think to improve on next quarter is just make sure they're taking their time when clearing the ball and just continue to value their possessions.
Now, Fran, I believe you and Tara both played in the Owen Sound field lacrosse youth levels.
Yes, that's right.
So how do you guys feel about the development? I'll say you guys got, but you feel like these girls are getting at this JEWl level?
Oh, I think that it's been such an awesome opportunity, particularly the opportunity to be coached under Lindsay Brooks. She's just such an awesome support system for the girls, and she really focuses on making sure that each player can develop to be the best that they can. So it's great that I think the league is expanding a little bit and, getting even more girls involved with field lacrosse.
Definitely a great sight to see, especially with, again, myself being able to do the OUA playoffs this season at the University of Toronto Varsity Stadium. So it is nice to have the ladies now represented here in Grey County, because I know it's a big program here. I know how many talented players happen to be in this league, especially out of Owen Sound. So it's nice to be able to highlight some of these athletes, I'd say like you and Tara respectively.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, it's really great to see, a lot of girls, as the more years go on, more continue to go on to play at university, which is something awesome for Owen Sound and just proves how great our coaches are for bringing the girls up to that level.
And Waterloo, they're getting a beneficiary call there at the draw, and now they'll get a chance to go offensively.
We'll see if they made any adjustments here for the next quarter.
What adjustment would you have made going into this second quarter, Fran?
I think their most important thing would be, the help is always there, so I think just learning to drive a little bit more.
And that one, I believe, was a beautiful pass into the middle, and Harper Weatherdawn is the beneficiary of that one, and now KW only down by 1 with that quick one in this second quarter. Almost, I like the Owen Sound start next to KW had possession this time and were able to capitalize. You saw there the pass from Rylan Weatherdawn. So Weatherdawn to Weatherdawn connection there for KW.
Sister connection.
And if you didn't know this, JEWl's level is the U19 girls. So these ladies are almost at the collegiate level, like Fran and Tara beside me. So definitely a very top level of lacrosse here in our area. That face-off again, won by Owen Sound. That ball popped up. We'll see if they can retrieve, and they will. Doyle trying to get around, and she will. She gets around Morton. Down low into the middle. Couldn't get the shot away at first, so we'll have to regroup. Plater. Actually, I believe that's Carly Lowe, and she will dance her way through, but possession will change. And KW now will have it, even though that was a great opportunity for the North Stars. Now here come the Kodiaks. Again, down now only by 1. As Cormier now up the field. Cormier loses possession right at the halfway line, but a foul against the Kodiaks will give possession to Owen Sound.
14, bring the ball back here.
And that's great defense by number 14, Brooklyn Doyle, just not extending and playing the body first, and the possession ended up in her favor there, so that's great.
Doyle got 2 goals in that first quarter. Getting quite a few whacks there through 2 different Kodiaks. She now will lose possession, but gets it caught in her feet and will get it back and will keep possession. And Fran, I do want to ask, with this little break in the action, how did the Georgetown season go for you guys? Obviously, the D1 level not necessarily publicized over here across the border.
Yeah, for sure. The season went well. We didn't quite do as well as we were anticipating, but we had a successful season, I think, and looking forward to next year for sure.
Definitely exciting to hear more Owen Sound North Stars are going to the U.S. to play D1 lacrosse. As Owen Sound now has possession deep in the Kodiak zone again with another infraction. Low, up top for Goldie. Goldie. Waiting for the play to be run. Now Goldie will take a run. Passed up, shot, scores! At least I believed. I must be mistaken.
I thought that was in too, so I'm not really sure what happened there.
Obviously, my eyes have deceived me. As Owen Sound again, those does have possession at least. That ball now right into the webbing there of Shepley. And Shepley now behind her net, looking for the easy pass, and she'll get it. Again, so much more surface area to play here in field, comparatively speaking, to box, even with the more players on the field.
For sure, it's definitely a different game. So many different changes.
As now Avery Morton works her way in. Still can't get a shot away, however, so you have to pass it out, and a whistle goes, and they're going to keep possession, though, against Owen Sound, so KW will have a free chance here. Tuomi here will have a chance to take one right at Warren. Passes it off. Good reception, shot, and scores, and we're now tied as Harper Weatherdawn gets her second of the game.
That's a great look by Weatherdawn.
How quickly the game changes, and why I think lacrosse is sometimes more exciting than hockey is just how quickly leads can evaporate, as Owen Sound was up 3-0 earlier in this game, and now we're tied 3-3. As Goldie will now go back to the face-off circle. Popped up and won by Goldie.
Another great draw by Jill Goldie.
Shook a whack there, but was able to get back possession. Now Scott. Able to get around. Scott trying to get to the middle. It does get there. Looking for the shot. Didn't have it there was Doyle. Doyle, though, still with possession. And Doyle will pass it off there. That looks to be to Danny Strong. And it will go all the way around the net. Cassidy Lowe now. Makes a break for it. Shot. Scores. Cassidy Lowe will get Owen Sound back in the lead.
Well, I think it was in the crease there, so goal was taken back.
I honestly thought she would have stepped in with how close she got, but again, I got a little too premature there as this one stays 3-3, and quickly down the floor comes Avery Morton. Morton around a couple orange shirts, but was not able to get the shot away as that ball will go all the way out of play, but the Kodiaks will still have possession deep in the Owen Sound zone. Actually, I think you can see right there is where Warren is standing with the ball behind her net. That one passed across, and it doesn't go. You would have thought that looked easy there for Caden Martin, but just couldn't get it in. Now wide open shot again, saved by Warren. My goodness. What a save on that one. Jillian Warren's had a couple great stick saves here in this game. And now Warren will slowly walk it up. Almost feels like a goalie in soccer with the ball. And now she finally gets it up the field there to Doyle. And now Doyle trying to keep possession, whacked that at her stick, and now KW will gain the possession. KW now with numbers, but that ball gets airmailed. It will die, though, so KW will be able to retrieve it. Martin making a break towards the net. Stops up and hands it off. The KW, though, will get a chance, and they score, and they're back tied, and that's Avery Peters. And now KW, with their 4th in a row, will make it 4-3 in favor of the away side. A complete flip of the script in this second quarter for the Kodiaks.
KW has done a really great job making some adjustments, and I think that's a timeout for Owen Sound.
And definitely a smart timeout by head coach Lindsey Brooks for Owen Sound. Freya, what would you think is going to be the point of emphasis in this timeout for Owen Sound?
I think that the biggest thing that Owen Sound can do is just making sure that they're staying on the body. They have the girls there to help, so they're just letting them slip by accident. So I think just a little bit more focus on that end.
And then what do you think offensively Owen Sound needs to do to be able to get a little more offense? They haven't been able to get anything by starting goalie Megan Shepley.
I think this quarter, they just need to do what they did in the first quarter, just use that draw and dump kind of strategy when their other team is sending the help, because that proved to be really effective. So I think just implementing that a little bit more, because I haven't really seen very much of that this quarter.
Another thing in field lacrosse that's a little more common than box especially is playing behind the net, being able, because there's so much space between the back of the net where the crease ends and where the field actually ends. So you can actually create a lot of offense from behind the net. Do you think either team will try to do that a little bit later in this game to try to create a little more closer shots, if you will?
I think definitely they will. I know there are some girls that really specialize in going around the crease, as we saw Cassidy Lowe do. But I think that their strategy right now with the draw and dump has been proving to be really effective in the first quarter, and so they just need to keep doing that for now.
As the timeout is now officially elapsed, so now Owen Sound will take the field as well. Here come the Kodiaks. Again, 4 straight for KW as they now lead. So face-off again will be meeting in the middle as Jill Goldie will make the walk for Owen Sound.
This is a really important draw for Owen Sound especially. They've been struggling with possession for a little bit of this game, so winning it right off the draw here was a really big opportunity.
And Vienna Tuomi will be her adversary in the dot. Another interesting thing I think you would have noticed is that the ball is not on the floor. It starts up in the air and you have to win it in the air, which must be quite a difficult feat as a guy who's never tried it.
Yep, definitely pretty difficult. I'm not on the draw, so definitely.
That ball popped up and KW went to retrieve it, knocked it down, and Goldie will take it. Goldie to Lee. Taryn Lee.
It's a really good handle there.
Great catch there by Eden Byer. Goldie. Goldie is trying to shimmy her way in. Was able to create enough space. As now Lee will take a chance. And now here come again Owen Sound trying to get it to Lee. Poked away. Goldie
good
now
handle
into the
by
middle.
Goldie.
And another good stick save, but Pot taken and scores. And is that one going to count? It looks like it will. So Owen Sound ties this one back up.
That's just the swing of momentum Owen Sound needed, I think.
And it looked like Byer is the benefactor of that one. So now tied 4-4. They finally stop the bleeding. As you see there, Goldie with the shot and a good stick save by Shepley, but was not able to clean up the garbage in front, and Byer is the goal scorer.
That's a great feed and a great finish there. I think that's the kind of plays that they need to keep doing.
Again in the face-off circle. That ball popped up one more time. It looked like in favor of Owen Sound. It will be retrieved. And now Lee will fly up the field. Lee almost looked like she was going to take that one as she now tails around the net. Byer. no one marking her, so Byer's going to say, okay, I'll go to the front of the net. Shot, good save there by JEWl, who was able to knock that one down. Summers will take a run.
Go, Jade.
And now up to Martin. Martin on the right side. To the top. Around one, around two, into the middle. Ball popped up, and it'll be taken away there by Owen Sound and Danny Strong. And she'll give it off to Warren. And Jillian Warren will now somber up the field. Morton now apply a little bit of pressure to the keeper as she'll hand it up to Lee. Taryn Lee still has possession of it somehow. Quite a few black shirts converters. No one could knock that one out, but now they do, but they still aren't able to gain back possession, at least immediately. They will now gain possession as KW have it in their zone. That ball bounced straight into JEWl, who will again hand it off to Summers. Summers now got Goldie right there, so she'll give it right back to JEWl, who will go the other way. Morton now with possession. Morton into the middle. Owen Sound, nobody home. That shot somehow misses the net. I'm not sure if Warren got a stick to it, but you gotta think she did, as Peters, I believe, was the shooter on that one. As Warren's now got to get rid of it, as right there is Peters. Warren's going to run around the net. He does have a teammate right there who will catch it. Stata there wasn't able to get that one to low. As that ball passed into the middle,
Good
caught
handle
by Peters, but just could not get that one on target as that ball is caught and batted away by Owen Sound, at least for the second. We'll see who can retrieve it there right in front of the net, and it will be picked up by Warren. But again, it looked to be Peters trying to play a little bit of stick check there on Warren. Pass and retrieve there by Madison Plater. Now Plater's gonna run. She takes the bump and she's gone. Plater now all the way to the offensive zone. Byer. Pass shot. Does that one go? No, it looked like it went off the post, so possession now will go to KW.
Unlucky, but that's the right kind of shot. You have to keep taking those.
And now KW on the far left side will come up the field. And now that's Taylor Schmidt. Actually, pardon me, that's Morton now. Morton behind the net. Up top, and they're going to call the whistle. So it looks like possession is going to stay with KW.
I believe that's a shooting space call.
Now in shot, saved there by Warren. Goldie quickly up, and now here comes, or pardon me, that was Lee quickly up to Goldie. Goldie now.
Pushing the fast
4 on
break.
2. Passed off, shot, and that one saved. Didn't know where it was there with JEWl, but was luckily able to keep that one out.
I thought that went in for a second there.
I also thought it went in with the way she looked behind herself, but it ended up just going behind the net.
Looks like a track meet out here, just back and forth.
End-to-end action here as Peters now shot, scores. That's Peters' second, I believe, and yes, the whistle does indicate it did go in. It is now 5-4 in favor of KW.
Not a lot of time left in this quarter. Really important Owen Sound gets a good possession here. Start the third on a good foot.
You definitely are right. There's not much time left in this quarter or in the half. Almost done the first half here at Kiwanis. Owen Sound had a great first quarter. Their second quarter has been, well, definitely not advantageous to the home side. As Goldie again in the face-off circle for Owen Sound. Goldie pops it up and wins it.
Great draw by Jill Goldie.
And up the field it comes. Courtney Scott trying to get around into the middle. Is it caught? It is. I thought by Byer, but that will be the half as Owen Sound down 1, 5-4 going into the half. Fran, before we go to break, what do you think Owen Sound needs to be able to do to be able to come back in this one?
I think they just have to value their possessions a little bit more. They're close and their looks are there, and even their shots, they're just getting unlucky hitting the post, but I think they just have to keep doing what works, and they'll be successful next half.
I definitely agree. The offense needs to shape up a little bit better, and their defense, I think, needs to get a little bit tighter like they were in the first quarter. But, as I said, we're going to quickly go to break. We'll be right back with the third quarter coming up next here on Rogers TV.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Welcome back here to Kiwanis Soccer Complex for tonight's U19 JEWl Girls Field Lacrosse. The Owen Sound North Stars against the KW Kodiaks. You saw there the Kodiaks currently up 5-4. Going into the third quarter, I'm Spencer Byers alongside Tara Meikle for now as Fran Alparjaro will join us here in the fourth and potentially final quarter. And Fran talked about it before just before the break, but in your opinion, Tara, what do you think Owen Sound needs to do to be able to come back in this one?
I agree with everything Fran said. Obviously, she's such a smart lacrosse player, but definitely value their possessions. And they are getting unlucky shots, but I think often they could use a bit more patience with shooting. Like, I saw one crease wrap, she took a shot from not the best angle. She could have really benefited from one extra step to the inside. So maybe a bit more like calmness when you have the ball would be really helpful. And they could maybe bury some if they had a bit more of that. But overall, I think both teams are playing really great. Just the Stars are having a couple unlucky breaks.
And now Peters going towards the net. Peters was not able to get the shot away, and now Owen Sound with possession. Goldie. Up the field quickly, that's Doyle. Doyle now with some room to run. Doyle with a spin away from the stick check. And now look for an opening. Doyle to Lee. Lee now will slow it down for Owen Sound. 90-second shot clock, so not often will you hear of a shot clock violation. That ball into the middle, caught, shot, scores!
That's a beautiful look from Tara and Lee there. You notice at this stage, they really can, it was there for a split second and she made that pass. I coach a couple of U15 girls, and it's just that speed and that urgency isn't there at that age, but here you see she saw that as quickly as possible, and it was right stick to stick perfectly.
Perfect pass to Caitlin Strong, who's able to capitalize and ties it early in this third quarter. Obviously, Owen Sound likes the odds.
Yeah, that's a good start for them.
And again, the face-off now as it will be Goldie versus Harper Weatherdawn, who's got 2 for KW. So KW's got two different face-off takers, which is interesting, as actually I think they're both opposite-handed, as you see both Goldie and Weatherdawn there beside each other. That ball popped up, and Goldie will retrieve, at least for the second, and then they're going to call the foul against KW, so Goldie quickly up. Low. Carly Low around Morton. To Taryn Lee. Goldie. Goldie calling out the play. Around one, towards the net, shot. That one saved by Shepley, though it's retrieved by Owen Sound. Doyle.
That's honestly great for them because it means they have another 90 seconds in that zone, right? Because often the shot clock starts in your own end and then you waste about half of it just running it down the field. So now they've got lots of time to set something up down there.
Doyle still looking for an opening. Up top to Goldie. Goldie into the middle, wide open shot. That one saved by Shepley. Carly Lowe just couldn't beat that one as down goes. That looked to be the most recent goal scorer, Strong, so possession will stay with Owen Sound. The third straight possession for the North Stars. Doyle breaks for the middle. The Goldie shot, scores, and that was a rocket.
That's the draw and dump that Fran was talking about that they needed to use. It clearly works really well for this team. So I really think if they do that a couple more times, they could really take the lead up another notch here.
Owen Sound back in the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
All good. Let's go, Black.
Has a little meeting there by the Kodiaks in their own zone. And if you couldn't tell, Tara and Fran were teammates, I believe, in this Owen Sound youth lacrosse, and as well as I believe in high school.
We were, yeah.
As
COVID
again,
put a little end to that, so I think we only got 1 year together, but it was a great year for both of us, I'd say.
and they're both St. Mary's alumni, so they went to the good school, as did I.
We did.
As now the face-off, as I mentioned, is with the other face-off taker, and that'd be Tuomi against Goldie. And Goldie again, who's able to win it back, but possession was to KW for the second, but quickly now up for Owen Sound. Doyle.
That was great movement up the field. 2 quick passes and got it right into the offensive zone.
Doyle. Gonna stop up. Looked there to get it back for Plater, but had to be picked up by Danny Strong. But now Goldie. For Plater. Madison Plater. Looking for an opening. Almost got it whacked off her stick there by Avery Morton. Plater now goes all the way to the other side. Tried to get it off to Lee, but just could not retrieve it. And here comes KW, and that's Jace Cormier. Cormier quickly up the field. Transition game is even more important in the field game just because of how big the playing surface is. That ball passed, nobody home for KW at the moment, but is retrieved by Morton. Morton fakes the dump off, still trying to look at an effort towards the net. Still might. Morton will have to pass it off, however, and that ball bounced wide. Net will scoot all the way out of play, and I believe possession will go to Owen Sound. Actually, no, it will not. They're saying it was off a orange shirt, so possession will stay with the Kodiaks. Now Avery Peters behind the net will have possession. Looked for the pass at first, and now she will pass it off. Avery Morton, who's got a goal tonight, up to the top of the key. KW again, passing the ball a lot around the perimeter. He's looking around that shot, and that one will go wide, so Owen Sound will now gain possession. So now Jillian Warren will get a chance to play it. Almost mishandled there by Owen Sound, but it is retrieved by Danny Strong. That one passed quickly up there. That's Lee again. Karen Lee. Off to Madison Plater. Plater. Is able to just dump it off. Doyle. Tries to get around, gets to Goldie. Goldie shot, scores, and that's 2 in a row for
There's
Goldie.
another draw and dump. That was the same 2 that had the last goal there. The exact same thing worked for the second time in a row. So I really think that's what's going to win this game, that draw and dump right there.
As you see there, Goldie again able to capitalize. And now Owen Sound up by 2, 7-5. Face off again between Goldie and JEWl. Ball popped up. Goldie will be able to retrieve it. So Owen's out with the possession. Doyle now. Will go towards the net. They able to get real close shot. That one just goes wide, but she gets knocked down and was sort of slow to get up, but now she will. So Owen Sound will gain back possession. So starting with it for Owen Sound will be Courtney Scott. Scott will go directly behind the net. Scott towards the front, into the middle, caught, shot, and that one will go out of play, but off of KW, so possession will stay with Owen Sound, and the shooter, Caitlin Strong.
So on a shot, actually, it's not who it went off of before it went out, but if you chase the ball, the first one, the one closest to the ball, where the ball goes out of the line, gets possession, which is not the rule off a pass, then it would be a switch of possession. But on a shot, it's just whoever's closest when it goes out. So that's why you'll often see the goalies just like that, running out of the net to get closest, just because she can get closer to the ball there.
And that's why you're here.
That's why I'm here. In the human rule book.
Dropping the knowledge on the, as you said in between the breaks off air, the ever so changing rule book.
Yeah, every year there's a couple changes. It's really hard to keep up with, even as a player who should know all the rules every year.
Well, you see professional athletes make those bullheaded mistakes, so I think you can get a pass. As now here come KW.
Sorry.
That ball goes low and just could not retrieve that one was Tuomi, and she will lose it in the foot race there to Danny Strong.
That was a great hustle by Danny there to get to that ground ball.
And she passes it off to Warren. Jillian Warren, the goalkeeper, will pass it up now. Karen Lee gets it into the middle. Spin there for Carly Lowe. Lowe now will get it into the offensive zone. Passed off, not retrievable there by Lee, but Lee is able to retrieve. It was able to retrieve off the bounce, and now a possession call there against KW. So it'll be a free walk, I believe, for Owen Sound. Actually, looks like I am mistaken. Looks like Owen Sound will just start.
I
with
believe
possession.
it was outside of the fan, so there's no free shot there. It's just like as if it were in transition in that situation, because it was just outside that free position area.
Goldie now again trying to get into the middle. Gets forced out wide, but now we'll be able to get in. Goldie, shot, scores, and Goldie makes it a hat trick in the third quarter. Owen Sound now up 8-5. Now I'm going to steal a line from my good friend Matthew Carrick, who actually did the gold medal OUA game with me. Lacrosse is a game of runs, and Owen Sound right now has been able to put a really good run together of 4 in a row in this third quarter. We'll see if KW can finally stop the bleeding sometime soon, or this game might get a little out of hand.
I think this is exactly what Owen Sound was looking for after that first half. I think this is exactly how they wanted it to go, and they managed to pull through with it.
Goldie versus Tuomi in the face-off. Goldie again popped up. She won't be able to retrieve that one immediately, but Owen Sound was right there. That ball wickedly bouncing, but it will be retrieved by Tuomi. Cormier now for KW. Passed in front. Morton trying to get towards the net. Shot low, and that's a good stick save by Warren, who will now pick it up right in front of Avery Morton. Warren now getting harassed by Avery Morton, who's trying to not let that pass get away scot-free, but it will be able to get over to Carly Lowe. Now Lowe now up the left flank. Stops up at about the halfway line and gets it up. Linklater now with possession. Linklater takes a tumble. Not sure if there was a whack there, but possession will go to KW, and they have lots of room to run. Addie Uhrig there was taking the run, tried to pass it in the middle and taken away by Warren. Jillian Warren's done a great job at picking up almost every ball that's gotten in front of her net.
Yeah, and she's very, very comfortable just holding that ball like that until something opens up, which is really what you look for in a goalie. She doesn't make any panicked passes.
Rylan Weatherdon now the one sort of pressuring Warren there. Warren now does pick her side and will give it off. Does take a bounce, so Owen Sound is able though to keep possession. Right across the face. Stata now for Doyle. Doyle looking to make a break for it. We'll get it up to Bonterre. Quickly again for Owen Sound now as they get towards the net. Around the net they come. Plater for Danny Strong. Strong now to Carly Lowe. Lowe able to catch her defender sleeping. Lowe in, scores!
That was just a little miscommunication by the KW defenders that costed them a goal there.
Carly Lowe with her first and definitely caught her defender sleeping. I suspect a switch was intended. As you see there, backing off was Haley Miller, but no one was there to help out when she gave up, when she moved off. Timeout will be taken by KW, as that is number 5 in a row in this third quarter for Owen Sound. So OS having a great start to this second half, as I believe we are almost done it. And not exactly the scoreline you would hope for a KW team that was up 5-4 at the half. And seemingly had all the momentum, if you will, coming into the second half. And Tara, actually on that note, how much do you think momentum affects the game, especially for field lacrosse?
I think it's most of the game is momentum and like the mentality that comes with that as well. Like, you know, maybe KW came off that first half winning and they just felt a little overconfident, and that's what can lose your momentum just like that. And Owen Sound came back and they were hungry and they wanted to get those goals, and that's where their momentum came from. So that's when, as a team, it's important to keep that momentum and keep that motivation high all throughout the game, no matter what the score is, because that's probably half the game in itself there.
People like to say sport is 80% mental, 20% physical, so the mindset, I think, definitely has to be in Owen Sound's favor with this 5 spot in this third quarter. KW now out of their timeout, as here come Owen Sound as well. And there is the official buzzer, as now going to face off is Vienna Tuomi against Goldie, Jill Goldie, who's been taking all of the face-offs for Owen Sound and been rather successful in all of those face-offs.
It actually looks like Brooklyn Doyle's coveted for one, just as you say that. They're switching it up.
Well, first time for everything, I guess, as Doyle will, as you said, come in for the draw.
She might need to be the next draw girl for next year, because Goldie's graduating and moving on to her D1 team, and Brooklyn might be the draw girl. She might be the Goldie of next year on these draws, so it's good to get her in some practice in game. And I think she'll do great on these too. She's just such a strong and hardworking player that she can do good with whatever she does.
That ball popped up by KW and looked like they'll be able to go retrieve it, but Owen Sound in the foot race. Ball just kind of died there, and now KW will retrieve. That would be Cormier. Cormier now getting forced away by Doyle. But towards the net she'll come. Cormier does lose possession, but they're going to say it's going to stay with KW, and that is inside the fence, so it should be a free shot for KW. And that will go to Jace Cormier. We'll see how many steps she'll get before a orange shirt's able to stop her. That shot low, looking off the leg there of Warren, and she'll be able to pick that one up as, again, Avery Morton will try to force that pass away, but was not able to get close enough as Bonterre was able to get away. That ball just behind Brooklyn Doyle, so now KW back with possession.
You're good.
And quickly up come the Kodiaks. The Kodiaks right around in to the middle, just over the stick of Morton, so again an opportunity wasted by the Kodiaks, but Morton though still with possession. Morton into the middle, again just low there for Peters.
Looks like the 3-second rule there was called on the North Stars. So that'll be another free position shot for KW.
And this one will be taken by Avery Morton, who scored on an opportunity just like this in the second quarter. Passed across, though, that shot, great save by Jillian Warren, and that is the third quarter as Owen Sound flips the script one more time as they come out 9-5 leaders going into the fourth and potentially final quarter here at the Kiwanis Soccer Complex. And Sarah, before I let you go here for Fran to take us to this fourth and potentially final quarter, what do you think Owen Sound needs to do to be able to pull out the victory in this one?
I honestly think that quarter was amazing for them. The goalie had some great saves, the offense had some great plays, and the defense was pretty good. I think they just really need to value their possessions now, maybe run that shot clock and just in the last 20 seconds use that urgency and get a shot off. But I think right now it's just a game of possession, and they just really need to value that when they get it.
Definitely something they need to be careful of is not let KW come back like they did in the second quarter. But Tara, I believe we'll talk to you at the end of the game as now
Yes,
Fran
you will.
will take over. Welcome back, Fran. So what did you make of that third quarter for Owen Sound?
I thought they did a really good job. Yeah, I would just echo what Tara said. Their offense, they've really been drilling into what's been working and just repeating it over and over and taking advantage of that. So I think they just need to continue doing that and keep the pressure up for this fourth quarter.
Now on the KW side, what would you say they needed to be able to come back? You were quite right in the second quarter, so we'll see if you're quite right going into the fourth quarter.
I think the most important thing that they need to do defensively is they need to start sending a second slide off of that first girl, so that way to prevent Owen Sound from just having a lane straight to the net with an open girl on that draw and dump. So we'll see if they make that change after this.
So both teams will be getting whistled onto the field momentarily as again Owen Sound score 5 in that third quarter to come in 9-5 leaders into this fourth and potentially final quarter. And as Mark Perry and I were explained to before at the halftime, this is running clock until the last 2 minutes of this quarter, and then it will be stop time. So that also could come into effect if KW is able to make the score a little bit closer.
For sure.
As now Goldie will come back in for the draw. So I guess Doyle only got the one. As it will be Goldie versus Tuomi.
Just like Tara said, I think this is going to be a game of possession, and so I think it's a good move to definitely have Goldie starting off the quarter strong.
The referee making sure they're both set. And infraction immediately, so it might be a redraw here. So we'll try it again. Take 2 between Tuomi and Goldie. They like that one a little bit better and retrieved by Goldie. And Goldie quickly up the field. Goldie back for Lee. Lee will go right. Around the net she'll come. To right behind the net there is Carly Lowe. Lowe. Looking for a pass back in Gretzky's office. Caitlin Strong now.
Beautiful
Look here,
cut
round.
by Goldie.
And Goldie with a fourth, as it is now 10-5 in favor of Owen Sound. They've now doubled up on the Kodiaks.
I think it's really important too to recognize the girls off ball in the far corner there, just occupying their defender, so they just can't send somebody to slide and take that away.
And that one went top shelf, as George Chapman would say, where they keep the can of corn. As now Owen Sound will again send goalie to the face-off circle against Vienna Tuomi. That ball again popped up, and Goldie will retrieve it again. And up comes, and that would be Doyle. Brooklyn Doyle. Gets around her defender. Doyle gets tripped up, and possession will stay with Owen Sound. As now a free shot for Doyle, who's already got 2 goals tonight. We'll see if she can beat Shepley again. She didn't even take a run towards the net, so obviously she wants to use some of that 90-second shot clock. But I definitely think is the smart IQ move there is Goldie. Now for Lowe, Carly Lowe. Around the top she goes. Doyle. Back for Lowe. Carly Lowe shot. That's a good save by Shepley, but immediately retrieved by Caitlin Strong. Strong now takes a run to the middle. Strong in alone. Strong scores! And that's Caitlin Strong's second. And now it is 11-5 in favor of Owen Sound. And if my count is correct, that would make it, with my quick math, 7 in a row for Owen Sound. And what a shot there for Caitlin Strong. And Owen Sound just running away with this one in the second half. Back again goes Goldie for Owen Sound. Looks like she's going up against Harper Weatherdon in this draw. Ball popped up again, and that one again retrieved by Goldie, who's able to pass it while she goes down. Quite an acrobatic pass, but not able to retrieve it, however, was Brooklyn Doyle. So now possession will go to KW as they're right in front of us, and pushed out will be Jade Summers, as she'll pass it off and go back to her defensive position.
I think this is the first offensive set KW has had this quarter.
I believe you're right, Fran, as Owen Sound has dominated the draw and possession so far in this fourth and potentially final quarter. Passed in, now retrieved, and almost with the shot at the open cage there was Rylan Weatherdon, but was not able to get it on target, so now possession will go the other way. As Morton again trying to press Warren, but she was able to get away from Avery Morton, and now Warren will somber up the field again. Warren takes the bump, trying to get it up to Madison Plater, but just was not able to retrieve it, was Plater, so now again KW with another chance. Passed into the middle, that ball goes into the dirt, but they're gonna call, it looks like a cross check, so possession will stay with KW, and it will now be a free shot. Brzezinski with the chance. And Brzezinski's shot, great save by Warren.
Warren is just standing on her head tonight.
And that ball is retrieved by Jillian Warren. And I've refrained from saying the magic words, so I'm gonna continue to not jinx her, if you will, in this second half. As this just passed up to Goldie. And Goldie, stretch pass wide open there is Madison Plater, who's gonna take the free run. Behind the net, taking the bump there, Beyer. Now back to Plater. That ball though bounced and it'll be retrieved by Shepley. Shepley quickly out, so now KW has to try to get their way through the middle. Cormier is able to get it to the edge. Summers looking for Morton. That ball bounces right by her and picked up by Warren, but again, Morton gonna try to force Warren into an errant pass, and she hasn't been able to yet, and she still won't as that ball goes right to Danny Strong. Strong to the middle. Almost misplayed there by Bonterra, and it actually is taken away by KW. Into the middle. What a catch by Morton. Morton can't get an effort towards the net. She'll have to reset. Tuomi slowing it down for the Kodiaks. Around. Nobody there for Owen Sound. Shot scores, and that finally breaks up the shutout in the second half for Jillian Warren as Vivian Tuomi with the goal. As you see here, she was just able to beat the communication there of Goldie, and pretty easy in the end there for Tuomi.
That's a really good look. And smart recognition there by number 23. KW is going to have to keep doing things like that if they want the score to get within closer.
And rather quickly, might I add, as we're a little over halfway through this fourth and potentially final quarter. As the sun is starting to set here in Owen Sound. That ball bounced, caught, at least for the second. Still can't retrieve it. Fighting for it, though, are both sides, and KW will come away with it. That's Brzezinski who was able to get it. She gets it back. Brzezinski in. Brzezinski thought about shooting it. Surprised she didn't. I thought she would, but I guess Warren scared her off as that ball popped out of the net for the second, but immediately back retrieve. Shot scores! A second in a row for Vienna Tuomi, and now KW with two very quick goals, making this feel a little bit closer.
6 minutes is still a lot of time left, so just got to stay focused.
I mentioned it earlier of how quickly leads can evaporate, and that two quick goals in about a minute in real game time might cause a little concern here for the North Stars faithful all around us.
For sure. Possession's going to be so huge here, and so this is a really important draw to make sure that the momentum doesn't swing too heavily in the KW favor.
And again, it is stop time for the last 2 minutes of this fourth and potentially final quarter, so that also again could come into effect as again the face-off is won by Goldie, but immediately possession to KW. Brzezinski. I know I have barely said tonight has been quite evident in this fourth quarter. Into the middle, Morton shot, great save by Warren, rebound, scores, and KW with a third in quick succession. Now we're down by only 3. And I believe that'll be Tuomi with her third of the quarter, as Owen Sound now has to find a way to stop the bleeding, or this game might get even closer here, as you see there with the rebound shot, and third for, actually, pardon me, it actually goes to Adrian Peters. That's actually her third of the game. So KW making it a game late here in Owen Sound. And now taking the face-off is Doyle, only her second. She does win it, but immediately possession again will go back to KW. And they've been working really fast here in the latter half of this fourth quarter, and we'll see if they continue that way. Looks like they're slowing it down a little bit here, is now Tuomi. Into the middle.
Great interception there. Wow, by Carly Lowe.
Carly Lowe just saved, I think, a goal there. That behind her was a wide open Kodiak. Is now possession quickly up for Owen Sound. They had some numbers that now back are the black shirts as they're going to call the infraction on KW. So quickly, the whistle didn't go. So she thought she had a free lane there, did Brooklyn Doyle, but she'll have to go back to her original spot. The infractions, though, will help Owen Sound chew a little more clock here. Doyle will get the free shot, however. Doyle in. Doyle shot. That's saved by Shepley. No retrieve by Owen Sound, so they do get a fresh 90, which is very advantageous for the home side.
Really important to kill the clock here, I think.
Cassidy Lowe now with possession. Into the middle. Shot, scores! And that's Courtney Scott's second of the night. And great offense is usually a really good defense. So Owen Sound adding to their lead. They're back up now by 4.
Owen Sound's done a really great job throughout the entire game of making adjustments. They shot a lot of their first couple shots high, and recently almost all of their shots have been low, and they've had a lot of success with that.
And that goal might have just nailed KW away here. But again, KW scored 3 within about a minute and a half. So we'll see if they can do it again. But they're going to, again, have to do it real quick as this game is quickly getting away from them. But I don't think any lead is safe in lacrosse, especially field lacrosse, with how much space you have.
For sure. It's another really key draw here. KW is going to need possession if they want to come back.
And they get it. Harper Weatherdon passes it over. Braniski will try to break it in. Braniski does have an opportunity. In shot. Morton, great save by Warren. And she will be able to pick it up. So we'll see if KW can get the interception. They're going to need something here as up to Carly Lowe. Lowe now has a chance to run. Lowe is just going to take it as far as she can. Lowe now around into the middle. Off for Taryn Lee. To the other side for Caitlin Strong. Strong's just going to hold it. And this might have just been exactly what Owen Sound needed. Strong. Around her defender. Goldie. Goes around. Again, they don't need to score. They just need to chew the clock. Jill Goldie. Goldie up to the top. Lee. Will take a run at her defender. Lee. Not able to get that one on target, so immediately snapped up there by Megan Shepley. And quickly up, and they got to move. Braniski. Up the field. Shot, scores! And there is the third for Vienna Tuomi. And KW again back down by only 3. And the clock will stop. But again, it might be too little too late for the away side. But you gotta respect the effort by the Kodiaks here to not give up on this one, with the score being lopsided in Owen Sound's favor late.
For sure. Game's not done until the whistle blows, so love that hustle that we're still seeing from both sides.
And Goldie will go back to the dot against Harper Weatherdon. That ball popped up, and quite a few sticks converged, but KW will come back, will be able to retrieve it. That would be Harper Weatherdon. Again, KW's got to work as quick as possible. To the top. Tuomi. Tuomi just looking for an angle. Into the middle. Harper Weatherdon shot, scores for Weatherdon, and now they're down by only 2. And that looks to be Weather Dawn's third, and it looks like a timeout will be taken by Owen Sound as this game is not over just yet. But you gotta think a face-off win for Owen Sound will basically ice it. You never really know. And they've been struggling the latter half of this fourth quarter, friend, to win that face-off.
Yeah, I think the bodies are there. They just really have to run through those ground balls. But you're right, this possession is going to be super important. There's only 23 or almost 24 seconds left on the clock, so.
But a KW possession would be catastrophic for Owen Sound because, again, they're only 2 goals away. And we talked about at 4 when Owen Sound got the 4-goal lead mere moments ago that no lead is safe in lacrosse, and I think KW has just proven that with those 2 quick ones here at the end.
For sure, yeah. 24 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time, but 2 goals can be scored very, very quick, so this possession's really, really going to matter here. Assuming we'll see Goldie and Vienna on the circle here.
We'll see who KW does throw in there, as they have been using both Harper Weather Dawn and, as you mentioned, Tuomi. They're in the dot, so it'll be one of those 2 for sure. And Owen Sound, I think I agree with you, have to expect it would be Goldie, who's taken all but 2 face-offs here tonight. Doyle has taken the other 2. And it does look to be Goldie making her way towards the center line. As you see here, the lovely fans, quite a few turnout here in Owen Sound, and I think that's a great sight to see how many people are here at 7 o'clock at night on a Friday.
For sure. Well, we don't often get host weekends at home, so this is really a rare occurrence for us, and it's pretty nice.
Not only that, we get to broadcast it as well, so
True.
Quite a few nice things here happening tonight, not only being able to host, as you mentioned here, but being able to broadcast it here on Rogers TV, Grey County. But again, it will be Goldie versus Weather Dawn. If Harper can win this faceoff for KW, this could get real interesting. Popped up by Goldie and immediately retrieved there by Caitlin Strong, and Strong just gonna run.
Great draw by Goldie there.
Byer now behind the net. Now goes in front, Byer shot, scores, and Byer gets her second. And again, Owen Sound continuing the great offense is a good defense as they continue to add to their lead.
For sure.
As we get this chance to see Byer with the spin move and be able to get to the front of the net.
It's a great move, especially when you can feel your defender starting to pressure out more on you towards the end of the game. Another draw here, Jill Goldie and Vienna Tuomi.
104 left on the clock. 104 left on the game clock. I had to just make sure I take a little check at it to see what it was at. I know the first time we'd be doing field lacrosse, so some technical difficulties with the time clock. As possession will go to KW. Just what they needed. He's going to have to stop up here. That'd be Harper Weather Dawn, has done really well in this fourth quarter to win some faceoffs. That ball goes airmailed over Weather Dawn. I guess lucky to stop clock, Fran.
Yeah.
Drops that one too, but she'll be able to keep that one in front at least. Weather Dawn right in front of us to Summers. Summers trying to get it there, stolen.
Great interception by Carly Lowe there.
That's her second in this latter half of the fourth quarter. Now she's just going to run again. So she'll be able to chew the rest of this time with the 90-second shot clock, but she does lose it for the moment. It is on the ground. 3-on-3 there, and it will be retrieved again by Carly Lowe, who's able to get it to Taryn Lee. Lee, back for Lowe. Lowe will get it to Courtney Scott. Scott all the way around to Byer. Byer to Caitlin Strong, and Strong all by herself. We'll give it off to Goldie, Jill Goldie. Back to Strong. Caitlin Strong switching with Goldie. Strong. Back for Goldie. Goldie. And that will be the game, and Owen Sound come away winners in this one, 13-10. So the North Stars able to get a win here on Rogers TV. Definitely a perk here to be able to do this field lacrosse game for the U19 JEWl girls team. And again, Fran and Tara, thank you so much for doing this with me here today. And Fran, you know, with the game now done and Owen Sound being able to get the win here tonight, what do you think this does for their season, be able to get some confidence here at home?
Oh, I think it's a lot. I mean, we talked about momentum all game, but this is great for the rest of their season, just building up the confidence, and hopefully they can bring this energy into their later games with some even tougher opponents.
13-10 win for the Owen Sound North Stars over the KW Kodiaks. U19 JEWl women's lacrosse here. Tara, I'll start with you. Big win for Owen Sound. You didn't get a chance to do the fourth quarter with me, but what did you make of that quarter for Owen Sound?
For Owen Sound, it was good. I think that KW really gave Owen Sound a run for their money in that fourth quarter, which honestly was great to watch for everyone. But I think both teams had a great fourth quarter, to be honest with you.
No quit by the KW Kodiaks for sure. Now, Fran, you and I did have a chance to do the fourth quarter together. We kept talking about how good KW did, and they were not giving up, which is definitely a great sight to see. But I'd rather go back to I think the main storyline right now with being able to do this game on Rogers TV here at Kiwanis. You talked about how at the end of the game that you guys don't get a lot of home games. So how great was it to see these girls get a chance to play at home on TV in front of a pretty sizable crowd here at Kiwanis?
Sure, it's so great to see. I mean, I love coming back to watch the games, and they did such a spectacular job today. So really happy that we got this weekend at home, and go Stars.
Go Stars. Now, again, Tara, before I let you guys go, you guys both gave me Owen Sound wins. They did end up getting the W, so you guys are both right in the end. So I'll end it with this. Just what do you have as a feeling at the end of this game? Again, being able to play at home, on TV, what do you feel like right now?
I feel proud of those girls because I did play with a bunch of them last year, and I'm happy with the amount of people that came to watch, obviously. And I'm just honestly excited to see how these girls do with the rest of their season.
Now, Fran, just to end us off here, how much do you think the growth here in Owen Sound has been for the women's game? I feel like we keep producing a lot of really, really good women's lacrosse players. What do you feel like the growth has been like in this program?
I feel like it's been phenomenal. You can just see how much these girls improve from year to year, and you know how much better the competition gets. And so I'm really excited to just keep watching and see how they all develop.
Definitely. I can't wait to see how good this women's program can really get, especially at the U19 JEWl's level. Now, for Spencer Byers, Tara Meikle, as well as Fran Alperjaro, thank you so much for tuning in here on Rogers TV. And I want to quickly end with good luck at Queens Gales and good luck Georgetown Hoyas as D1 and OUA lacrosse will continue next season for both of these great ladies.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Connection. We all need it. We live for it. It makes us feel like we're a part of something bigger. It makes us laugh, cry, and scream out for the world to hear. Connecting Canadians has been our focus for over 60 years, and it's just